Hey, John Murphy and my lovely wife, Janet, we
Hello.
wanted to talk a little bit about cell phone technology and cell phone use in the family and raising kids.
Mhm.
The challenges that it is, now granted, our oldest kid's 34, youngest is 19. If you're getting this looking for parenting tips, you're likely a millennial or a Gen Z. Your, I guess, integration with technology and cell phone technology, iPhones, et cetera, is much more pervasive than it was for us. Our oldest kids got cell phones, flip phones when they started driving, so they had
Mhm.
communications. And then our next couple of kids got them when they were freshmen in high school. And then our two boys at the end of the family, 13 and 15 years later,
Was it
technology is more advanced. They got phones in their eighth grade and eighth and ninth grade,
seventh and eighth
seventh,
grade?
eighth, ninth grade.
Yeah, and I think what it shows us is that technology is changing. How we use technology is changing. Technology has been pushed down younger and younger and younger. But I want to encourage you, parents, reclaim your parenting. And do they really need a phone when they're in first grade just because they're going to be away from you? Do they really need a phone when they're in fourth grade just because they're going to be away from you? It's hard enough for young people, high schoolers, adults, for me as an adult to put the phone down and be present to the world and the people around me when we for another video, but really talking about, depression and anxiety. I think there's a correlation between technology use and feeling lonely and then, being depressed. So reclaim your parenting so that your child can reclaim their childhood and use technology minimally as needed, but it doesn't have to own us.
Yeah, and I think one of the things we did put limits on it.
Mm-hmm.
In particular for the boys, there was already software that you could start to monitoring what they're doing. You could
Yeah.
limit, you could block sites. I'm sure they could figure out ways how to get around it. It's just kind of like having parents try to learn how to operate a VCR. You'd always look at the person who was probably 10 years old in the room and they could figure out how to run it. Same thing, I'm sure,
But
with
not the
phones and
adults.
blocking technology. But we could see what was going on, what they were using. We did not do this behind their back.
Nope, they
This
knew
was
it.
an open conversation. So we would have conversations about how they were using the
Mm-hmm.
phone, what they were spending their time with, etc.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I just want to say in this little video is that we did not let anyone have technology in the room overnight.
Correct.
I don't care. There was no TVs, there was no game machines, there was no notebook computers, there was no cell phones. All that stuff came downstairs. If they had notebook computers because they were in high school and that was required if they're doing homework in their room, that needed to come
Yep.
downstairs and be put in the dining room. They could not sleep with it. The
Mm-mm.
phones all came into our rooms basically generally at about 10 o'clock at night. I think on weekends it might have been maybe 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But cell phones, everything came into our room at night, so we knew they could get sleep. They weren't going to get buzzed by
Yeah.
their friends, text message, all this stuff, and look at their phones. So
Yeah.
anyway, with that, I'm going to cut this short. I wish you well in your parenting and managing technology. See ya.